When I first got the Klaken Lancet, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, in large part because it's so inexpensive. But after spending some time with it, there was one thing that immediately stood out to me that definitely outclassed the other options I've tried at this price point. So today we're going to take a closer look at the Klaken Lancet and see if this budget folder has more to offer than just its low price tag. And we'll talk about how it impressed me. Now, full disclosure, Klaken did send me this knife at no cost for review, but they didn't dictate any of the contents of this review. They didn't get to see it beforehand. And so I just wanted you to have that in mind. And one thing I did want to point out too is this was actually fulfilled by Amazon, so they didn't get to hand pick the best knife or send the one with the best action or anything like that. They sent me this from Amazon. So with that in mind, let's get into the specs. So it has a 3.43 inch clip point blade, a 14C28N steel, so a very solid budget steel. Now mine has a stonewash finish, but it also comes with a black coated, I think they call it black titanium finish. The scales on mine are black G10, and you can also get blue, jade, and green scales. It has a liner lock to actuate it, and then it has a thumb stud for deployment, and it also has a flipper for deployment. Now the overall length is 8.27 inches, so this is definitely a fairly sizable knife, especially compared to what I usually review, and you're getting all of that for $30. And with everything you're getting there, especially G10 and 14C28N steel, that is a pretty darn solid value in my opinion. So the overall design in the ergos, this is definitely more of a full-size knife. It's not trying to be small. The large handle is very comfortable in my large extra large size hands. You can see I have plenty of room coming off of the bottom of it there. The G10 scales, they have kind of that peel ply texture, so it has just enough texture to give you some extra grip, but it's not going to be rough on your hands. The blade length of 3.43 inches is great if you like a larger knife. Now for me though, that is a bit of a downside, and that's because I'm limited to 3-inch blades and under for carry due to state law. So if you're in the same boat, just be aware that this might be more of an around the house or around the property kind of knife than an actual carry knife. Again, if you're dealing with those same blade length restrictions that I do. Now, as far as carry, let's talk about how this carries. Like I mentioned, I can't carry it out and about, but I have carried it around the house and around the yard just to get a feel for it. So at 3.25 ounces, this is definitely not an ultra light knife, but I also wouldn't consider it super heavy for its size either. I think it's a pretty reasonable weight. The pocket clip is a deep carry pocket clip, which is always a win for me. Now, as you can see, they didn't recess or countersink the screws, so that's just something to be aware of. And that's, one of those things that you tend to get on more expensive knives. But the fact that it's deep carry is a big win for me. But it's not ambidextrous, so you notice that you cannot flip the pocket clip. So that is, for a lefty, that's gonna be something you won't like. And there is a bit of billboarding on the pocket clip. It's not too bad. It's just a word, but I like pocket clips to be a little bit more clean than that. But that doesn't affect the carry. It's just something that I noticed about the pocket clip. So as far as the real world use, the blade shape is pretty practical. It's a clip point blade. Now, some people don't like clip points, and I'm usually among that just because I don't like the tip being super delicate. But with a tough steel like 14C28N, I think this is going to be plenty robust. And that fine tip can be an asset too, for like if you're picking a splinter out of your finger or something like that. Or if you're doing carving, it'll be great for detailed work if you flip it over and use it like that, or even like that. Now, I wouldn't go stabbing it into wood regularly or anything because it is a relatively fine tip, but it definitely has its uses. Then the liner lock is pretty robust, as liner locks usually are. I wouldn't go batoning with it, but I wouldn't do that with any folder, really. And this is just a personal thing. Liner locks are fine. I'm just not a huge fan of them. I would much rather have a button liner lock or something like that. I think that has kind of become my standard nowadays, but especially when you're trying to keep the price down, I get it. Now, as far as the build quality, this is really where the Lancet surprised me, specifically the action. I don't think I've ever had a folder that cost $30 that had an action this smooth. It is just I'm not going to call it glass smooth, but it is extremely, extremely smooth for being $30. And whether you're using the thumb stud or the flipper, it deploys with authority. And I'm usually more of a thumb stud person, but I actually really like the flipper on this. And I am more of a small knife person, so I had to kind of get used to the angle on the thumb stud, because you just, with a larger knife, you have to deploy it at a slightly different angle. But the flipper, because the thing I usually don't like about flippers is they're usually like, they either stick out too much or they're too hard to actuate. This one sticks out a good bit, but it's small, it's easy to access, and I haven't found it to be obtrusive in my pocket. It's not digging into my pocket or anything like that. And closing it is also pretty smooth too, although with it being a liner lock, it's a little bit clunkier than using like a crossbar lock or a button lock or something like that. But I haven't hurt myself with it, which I'm clumsy, so if I haven't hurt myself with it, you know that's good. Now, let's take a look at some comparisons as far as size goes. So the first one is one that I'm actually going to bring out. It's the largest knife that I own, and that is the Kizer Begleiter XL. And I guess I should say the largest folder that I own. The Begleiter XL, it is definitely a large knife. You can see I've used it quite a bit. It's more of my around the yard kind of folder. But I also have a real steel Wuben, I believe is how you pronounce it. So that kind of gives you some size comparisons with some of the larger knives that I own, and a couple of, more common EDC knives that I carry regularly are the Spyderco Para 3 and the Demco 80-20.5. So that gives you kind of some size comparisons on where it falls size-wise. So with that comparison out of the way, let's talk about the pros and the cons of this knife. So the pros, it has an excellent action for the price. I really can't harp on that enough. 14C28N steel for around $30 is a solid value. It has a comfortable full-size handle, especially even for large hands. The dual deployment methods is really handy because it gives you options, and the deep carry pocket clip is another big win. But it is not without its cons. So the blade length is the big con for me, because it means that I can't legally carry it in my area, and some of you will not be able to legally carry it in your area. The liner lock is not going to appeal to everyone, especially if you like a more fidgety lock like me. And last but not least, the pocket clip not being ambidextrous is definitely a loss for the lefties out there. So the Klaken Lancet ended up being a bit of a surprise for me. Going into this review, I thought it was going to be just another decent budget knife with a good set of specs. Instead, what stood out to me was just how smooth the action feels for a knife that only cost $30. Now, for me personally, the blade length keeps it from being an everyday carry option, and the liner lock isn't my preferred locking mechanism. But those are just personal preferences. If you're looking for a larger budget folder and don't have those restrictions or preferences, I think the Klaken Lancet is absolutely worth a look. But what do you think? Is this the kind of budget knife that you'd consider carrying, or would you rather spend a little bit more on something higher end? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.